Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. I am Denise. Today's video is about giving and receiving. And I think generally in the initial stages of dating, at least in my own personal experience, the man is the giver and I am the receiver. So when you go on a date, especially your first date, the man is the giver and you ladies are the receiver. And for some of us, that's really, really hard. I think generally speaking, I was always able to receive. But when the relationship went on is where, my more masculine ways want to come out. So what do I mean by this? So I am dating, and like I said, the first couple of dates I can receive, but what I've been noticing is that as the time goes on and we are going on more and more dates, I'm starting to want to backslide, as they used to say in the Pentecostal church that I attended as a young a child. I want to backslide. So these masculine things want to come out. I want to low-key take charge. For example, I recently learned, like yesterday, that there is an exhibit at the Brooklyn Public Library about Jay-Z. Now, as you know, I am from Harlem in New York City. And so Brooklyn, Manhattan, there are 5 boroughs in New York that make up New York City. Brooklyn is a borough, so is Manhattan, which is where Harlem is located. And Harlem is a neighborhood in Manhattan. And so I don't know what neighborhood the Brooklyn Public Library is in, but I believe Jay-Z grew up in the Marcy Projects in Bed-Stuy, a neighborhood in Brooklyn, which is gentrified. So, yeah. So I wanted to go to that. And I mentioned it to the man I'm dating. And then afterwards, I regretted it because I was just so excited that Jay-Z had an exhibit at the Brooklyn Public Library, and that I know that that is unprecedented history right there. He is making history with that library and that exhibit, and it was produced and executed by Roc Nation, his own company, which goes back to what he says: if you want something, if you want opportunities, you have to create them for yourself. And he has shown that throughout his career. Now, I just became a Jay-Z, I wouldn't even say fan, but recognized him like maybe 10 years ago. So I haven't always been a Jay-Z fan because I just didn't. And maybe because I had was too mature for rap or paid attention to his kind of rap. I'm not really sure why I didn't, but I grew up with Salt and Pepper and Rapper's Delight. So those were my people. And I guess maybe Jay-Z, he's only 10 years younger than me, I think. So I don't know, maybe I just moved on in my music choices. I'm not sure. But one thing one thing is for sure, I admire how he started from nothing into where he is. So I wanted to do that, and I wanted to go to that, and I suggested it, and maybe didn't suggest it, but made it as an offer or something to do. And then I regretted it. And I did because I went back to the website to see what the exhibit was about. And then I spent maybe an hour on the website listening to everything, looking at everything and all of that. And then my enthusiasm kind of waned. And it's like, well, it's cold in New York. It's a free exhibit. And so there might be lines. It's going to be cold or cool. Do you really want to take that chance and go up there and have to wait in a long line for it? Whatever. And so it just waned. My enthusiasm waned. And then I thought, well, now he said he would consider it. So now I have to wait for him to call because he's a very masculine man. And so I felt like I did a backslide. It's like, oh, I'm trying to take control of things and I really don't want to. I really don't want to take control. After I went, and what I should have done was just go to the website before I said anything, but he called at a time where I was excited about it, and I had been thinking about it all day. So my coworker told me about the exhibit, which started in July, and I'm just finding out about it now, and it ends on December 4th. So I thought about it from lunchtime, 1 o'clock, 1:30, all the way up until 7 or 8. I've been thinking about going on this trip and how much fun it would be. But then after I went on the website, I was like, I don't know if I really want to go there and do all of that. Maybe a day trip, go to New York, go to the exhibit and come back home. Maybe I could do that. And then all the logistics of it. And we just met each other and getting to know each other. Do I want to do that? And so it just came up to be no, I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to do all that. And if I do, I'll just make it a day trip, go by myself. He said he's not really a big rap fan or hip hop fan. And I guess neither am I, but I just like certain songs, certain songs that the rappers will have. I'll like, it has a beat. A lot of times I don't even know what they're saying. I just like the melody or the riff or whatever it is. And then, I hear the lyrics and I'm like, oh my God, what are they saying? Oh my God, it's hurting my ears. All of that old people stuff, right? So, I backslid into my old feminine, I guess what they call it, backleading ways. And the truth of the matter is, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live my life in partnership, in marriage with my husband doing that. I'm truly ready to, as they say, submit to good leadership, to offer my feelings about things, to have him cherish my feelings and include my feelings in the decisions that he makes. But I don't want to backlead. I don't want to lead anymore. And I've spent my whole life leading my life. And it was a thing that was necessary. I didn't know any better. I forgive myself for it. But I am vigilant and I stand guard on my backsliding ways of masculine energy, and I don't want to do it anymore. What do you think your backsliding ways are? What are your behaviors that show up in your romantic relationships and in your relationships with the men in your life, whether it's your brother, your dad, your uncle, your son, your mature son, your 13-year-old son, your 10-year-old son, because I'm told, or I read and heard, that boys start to really exercise their masculinity between the ages of 10 and 13, and that you have to, as a mother, have to speak to them differently and let them make their decisions in a different way. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that, and if you do agree with it, how has that played out in your relationships with the men in your life, your son, your child son, soon to be a teenager son, and your mature son, and the men in your life. And so I really do think that I'm ready to lay that battle down. And I know that I'm ready to bring that battle down, because when I let my date lead, I really can go deeper into my femininity, and it makes him happy and it makes me happy. We both feel good about me doing that. and he feels good about taking charge. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget the Affirmation Journals on Amazon. And if you would like a free dating guide, email me at thehypergamistjourney@gmail.com. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.